You know, we think of our homes as these safe places, right? Places that hold our memories. But what if a house didn't just hold them? What if it played them back over and over again, trapping you in a loop you can't even remember, let alone escape?
And that is the chilling idea we're gonna dive into today. It's a story about a house that isn't just haunted by, ghosts or spirits, but by the relentless, awful echo of choices that can never, ever be undone.
So it all starts with this perfect illusion. It's a bright Sunday morning. The last box is being carried inside. For Daniel and his partner Clara, this is it. This is supposed to be the start of everything. But in this particular house, every single beginning is also an end.
And that's the very first thing Daniel feels when he steps inside. It's not just new and exciting. It feels like coming home. There's this immediate comfort, this sense of belonging that honestly seems almost too good to be true.
Clara's words seem to capture that feeling perfectly. Just a simple, loving welcome. But that one phrase, "you're finally here," oh, it carries so much weight. A history that Daniel can't possibly understand. Well, not yet anyway.
But just underneath that surface warmth, Daniel starts to sense something else, a presence. It's not menacing, not at first. It's more like the feeling of being watched. You know? The floors creak with purpose, the walls feel like they hold stories, and the air is thick with something old. It's like the house itself is just an observer, waiting for a story it's seen 100 times before to unfold once more.
So as Clara starts showing him around, that initial comfort, that cozy feeling, it begins to curdle. With every room they entered, this strange and unsettling feeling just grows and grows, a sense of familiarity he just can't place.
And look, this isn't just regular déjà vu. This is a deep, certain kind of recognition. He knows he's walking through these rooms for the very first time, and yet, his body remembers a path his mind has completely forgotten.
And that feeling, it just explodes the moment they reach the basement. All the warmth from upstairs just vanishes. It's replaced by this sudden, oppressive chill. The air isn't just colder, it feels heavier, like it's pressing down on him, thick with secrets.
And it's down there, in that cold, heavy air, that Daniel finds the thing that kicks this whole obsession off. It's not a ghost, it's not a strange noise, it's something way simpler and a whole lot more maddening. A locked door.
He just asks a simple question. But Clara, she hesitates, just for a split second. And that tiny little pause, it's the first real crack in their perfect new life. Her silence is louder than any answer she could possibly give.
I mean, the door itself is a statement. There's no handle, only a lock. This thing wasn't built for people to come and go. It was built for containment. It just screams permanence, a barrier that was never, ever meant to be crossed.
Over the next few weeks, as Daniel's curiosity turns into an obsession, Clara's explanations start to shift. What begins as this casual dismissal, "Oh, it's just an old room," hardens into a warning. It's private. And then, finally, a clear boundary is drawn. Some things don't belong to you.
So remember how the house felt at the beginning? Warm, familiar, safe? Yeah, that's gone. Now Daniel feels something totally different. The house feels aware of the tension between them, quiet with anticipation, as if it's just waiting for a familiar scene to play out all over again.
Finally, Daniel can't take it anymore. He gives her an ultimatum, either you open the door or I leave. And she agrees. But her words, oh man, her words are a chilling transfer of responsibility. This isn't her choice anymore. Whatever happens next, that's on him.
You hear the click of the lock. The heavy door creaks open. And inside, there isn't a monster. There isn't a skeleton. The truth is something far more modern and way more psychologically terrifying.
The room is starkly simple. There's a single chair, an old camera on a tripod, and a tiny red light just blinking, blinking, blinking. The horror here isn't supernatural, it's technological, and it's active.
And that is the detail that changes absolutely everything. The camera isn't some old artifact from the past. It's a witness. It's been recording this entire time, silently capturing everything. That little red light is the true symbol of this house's real nature.
On the camera's little screen, Daniel sees his own terrified face staring back at him. A message from a past he doesn't remember living. And the devastating truth just hits him. The room isn't a prison for your body.
It's a machine that erases your mind, forcing you into an endless repetition of the exact same life.
So the recording just lays it all out. It's a warning from a man who knows he won't remember leaving it. He explains the horrifying mechanics of the loop he's trapped in, this perfect, awful cycle of forgetting and then repeating the same fatal pattern.
The trap is, well, it's perfect. It's a closed loop. Every single step leads inevitably, inescapably, to the next. He forgets everything. He falls in love with Clara all over again. They move in. He gets curious about the room. And finally, he opens the door, sealing his own fate again and again and again.
Then, snap. The story just snaps right back to the beginning. The next morning, the sun is bright. Daniel's standing outside with his last box, and there's Clara at the door, smiling that same warm, familiar, safe smile, and speaking the exact same words. The loop has closed.
Daniel's reply, it is the story's final, tragic gut punch. He feels it. He knows it on some deep, subconscious level, but the memory itself is just gone. He's a ghost in his own life, haunted by a truth he can never, ever grasp.
And that's the question we're left with, isn't it? We've just watched one single cycle, but that blinking red light in the basement has been recording for a very, very long time. So how many lives has Daniel already lived inside that house? And how many times has Clara been both his loving partner and his warden?